What's up everyone, it's KK. Today we're going to talk about how to properly play in the mall and how to get through in the early wipe, because you know early wipe everyone is afraid to touch the mall, everyone's trying to kill the boss, and there's a lot going on. The stakes are very high, so I'm going to teach you how to get in the mall, get out the mall, and how to play once you're there. So lock in. Now, depending on how the raid is playing out, you're either going to get a close spawn to the mall, which I believe the closest is going to be right down here by this bridge, or you're going to be further out, which means most likely someone's going to get there first. Now, in a situation where you're the first person that's able to get to the mall and you want to beeline it there, let's talk about the best way to enter the mall. Now, one thing about playing the mall, you really only want to go in here for a certain objective and get out. Obviously late game you can come in here for fun and PvP, but while the wipe is ongoing, you're trying to get your tasks done, focus on your goals. All right, so most of the time players are going to run in here, and if they're like focused on players around, they're going to run up these stairs right here and get to the roof. They're going to peek around, listen for shots, and they're going to figure out, okay, where are the players coming from. But on a normal raid, I would always say the best thing to do is always go underground first. All right, so from here, the first thing I want to do is wrap all the way down underground and find the first stair set. Now, when it comes to the mall, that has 4 corners, all right, and there's a stair set in every corner. So know that when you hit underground, you can run to any side underground, any corner of it, and you can find a stair set. All right, so let's go ahead and find one. Come this way and dodge the scav. I have no ammo with this gun. Now, once you come underground here, as I said, every corner has a stair set. So if I come over here to this closest corner next to me, I'll probably find a stair set. It's actually right here in front of me. So here are the stairs. Now, one thing I want to talk about when it comes to entering the mall and coming underground, I ran in here straight. All right, now if you have the closest spawn and you know you're the first person here, go ahead and just run in. If you know you're not the first person at the mall, or you have no idea who's in the mall, I recommend that you always walk. One thing about the mall is it doesn't matter what floor you're on, you're going to be able to hear the person that's walking above you all the time. So the mall is a place where you really want to practice your crouch walking. All right, you want to make sure you're crouch walking as much as possible. Even if you hear a player, you know, in the slightest movement somewhere across the mall, just start crouch walking from wherever you are, and just go ahead and play it slow. Now, what I would always do is I play the stair sets here, right? So these stair sets are going to take you from the first floor to the 3rd floor. Now, there is one stair set, I believe, that has a blocked off level, but it's not going to be this one here. So from here, you're going to be able to see the 1st floor. You can be able to come up to the 2nd floor, and you're going to be able to see the 2nd level. Now, the stair set is going to be your bread and butter. This is where you're always going to be playing now. All right, most of the time, if you're ever going up through the middle or going somewhere in the mall, it's because you're trying to loot something, because you know everything is clear, or you have an objective and you just want to go there, get it, and then you're done. All right, other than that, if you know there's a player in the mall, all you're doing is crouch walking up these stairs. You're going up and down, up and down, up and down. You're trying to catch which angle they're going to come from and catch the players off guard. And that's always the safest way to play the mall in any circumstance. You're going to run from that underground, come to one of these stair sets, and you're going to crouch walk. You're just going to crouch walk around, listen, and then once you find, you know, your objective, you know, you're fine, and we can move on to the next step. Now, again, one thing I really want to stress, when you're in the mall, prioritize using your ears, okay? Don't use your eyes so much, because I promise you, these players will be in the mall way before you ever see them. All right, you're not going to catch these players coming in the mall. When you're inside, it's almost impossible to actually catch the players that are coming into the mall, right? So you have to be using your ears to hear them when they actually come in. Listen for gunshots, listen for footsteps, see if there's a scav being weird or a scav aggro somewhere. You have to always play the mall with the intention that there could be a player around. So you're not just going to be running through. Never do that. Never run in the mall. It should actually be illegal for you to even consider running in the mall, all right? Just don't do that. You're always walking, and if anything's suspicious, you hear player footsteps, you're automatically crouching. All right, you're crouch walking. And the more you do this, it actually becomes very simple to play the mall. It's the same routine every time. You come in underground, you hug the stair sets, you crouch walk around, you clear it out, oh, players are gone, okay, cool. Now I can go ahead, do my objective, whatever, and you just get out. So let's go ahead and talk about actually getting out of here. Now, when it comes to leaving the mall, it's almost impossible to leave without letting the whole map know that you're actually leaving, alright? And the best way to actually leave the mall is the same way you got in, is through the stair sets. So the first thing you're going to do is obviously go down to the garage. But like I said, there's going to be scav aggro either way. It doesn't matter where you exit from, okay? So when you're coming down from this garage, you're going to obviously have to be prepared to shoot it out, make some noise, and just be cautious overall. Just because that's how the mall is. You're never going to get out of here without making too much noise. So obviously, if you come over to this side, this is the front of the mall, which is going to be one of the worst sides to come out from. Now, obviously, depending on where your extract is, where your objective is, you're kind of want to come out from a closer way. But I would say this right here is one of the worst ways to exit the mall. You're going to have way too much scav pressure, shots from everywhere. Players are going to know someone's around the mall. So let's talk about the best side to exit the mall from. Now, I believe the best location to exit the mall is off towards the hotel side. So the hotel is all the way down over there, or motel, and then you're going to be here underground coming out from here. Now, obviously, some people like to take the roof. You can take the stairs down up top and come down the ramp, or you can come from underground. Either way, I believe this has the least scav pressure. I see one scav there, and I believe there's like one down here on the street. And the best way to exit is to always come around this wall. Now, obviously, this is like a one direction thing, right? If you have to exit over here on this side of the map, you don't want to be coming this way. But what I would do is always, just hug this way, then maybe come up the hill over here towards Alti-Buy, or just, wrap around this wall in general if this is your direction, right? You're going to come around this wall. You have a lot of cover here. There's a lot of rocks up on this hill, so if anyone's trying to shoot you back from the mall, you're kind of covered. So this is kind of the best place to exit. If you're exiting down on this other side over here, you're way in the open. It's not really good for you. And yeah, I believe this is actually the best side. Obviously, second best, I believe, is like coming up from this side towards Alti-Buy. It's actually not that bad here, but players can definitely have some crazy angles on you when you're pushing up this side, just because they can see from a freeway bridge, or someone could be already positioned in the Alti-Buy sitting up there. So either way, I believe this is going to be the best position, but you're going to be making noise, so you're going to have to be shooting these scavs. You're going to have to get out of there. So basically, when you're playing the mall, you're going to be going in the same way you came out. You're going to go in through the underground. You're going to hug one of the 4 stair sets in the corners of the mall, and you're going to crouch walk through and just be silent. Use your ears only, use your eyes secondary, clear out any players that you see, do your objective, and then you come back out the same way you came in, right? Straight down the stair set, out to the garage, and you head out. It's as simple as that. And if you get the same pattern down all the time, it becomes very simple to get into the mall and get out. Obviously, there's anxiety with it depending on which spawn you get. You never know who's going to be already positioned in here. But of course, like I said, use that crouch walking and you will always catch those players before they catch you, all right? But that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video in any way, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that comment section. Give anyone else any suggestions that can help them for going into the mall. And then hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content. And I will catch you guys later.